G'day guys, it's Pete here from Clinic Mastery, and today I'm going to be talking about overwhelm as a clinic owner. Now, before I do jump into this one, please like and subscribe. As always, it helps us to reach more people and to help to create a bigger impact. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's jump into it now. Now, when it comes to overwhelm as a clinic owner, I want to think about a few different ways that we can help to address this today. Now, the first way that I'd like to talk through is about delegating. Now, the key thing here is you don't have to do everything yourself. And I know it can feel like that at times. And especially even if you're a sole trader, you might think, well, of course I have to do everything. No one works for me. But think of it this way. It's not just about the people who work directly for you as employees, but it's about the professionals that you engage with as well. So even if you're a sole trader, do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have an accountant? Do you have someone you can go to for HR issues down the track? Do you have someone you can go to for legal to help you with lease negotiations, whatever it may be? But do you have those people in your corner? Now, if you do have team members, it starts to get more interesting, a little bit more fun with this, because we can look at, well, what roles can we be delegating to different people within the team? And importantly here, it's delegation, not abdication. Now, I've been here myself in my clinic owner journey where I would abdicate roles. And what that would mean is I would say, well, I don't want to do this. This sucks. Don't really want to have to do this. So I'm going to give this to someone else to do. But I'm not going to give them the training, the support, and the accountability that they need in order to be really successful with this. So that is abdication. It's just throwing it away and hoping for the best. Delegation is where you give someone the right training, the right support, the right accountability to help them to succeed in achieving whatever the outcome is that you're after with that specific task. And it's doing that in a measured and meaningful way where you're thinking about what are the things that I don't enjoy and I'm not so good at that someone else on my team could do, and they could be better than me at doing that. And I know a lot of business owners will say, if you want something done right, Pete, do it yourself. And sometimes that may be true. But at the end of the day, it comes down to it's not necessarily if you want something right, do it done right, do it yourself. It's about going, how can you become the best at training people and giving them the support and the accountability to be successful? Because there's only so much that you can do as a clinic owner. All right. There's only so many hours in a day. And if you become that bottleneck, if you do that to yourself, that will be the problem that stops your business from growing. And it's also going to be the thing that handcuffs you to the business. You won't ever be able to actually have freedom. You may have a very profitable clinic, but you lack the freedom. So the key here is to think about how can you learn to delegate? So how can you become great at training, supporting, and giving accountability to your team? The second key is simplifying and prioritizing. Now, for so many clinic owners, and again, myself included in those early days, what I did was I tried to find the most complex problems to solve, the most complex ways to do things. And not only that, but I would be prioritizing the wrong things. So an exercise you could do now, and I'm going to go more into this in another video, maybe next week, is to think about what does your ideal week look like and actually map it out. What is your week now and what would your ideal week look like? And what is the difference between the two? And how can you start to bridge the gap between those? Okay, that's going to help you to prioritize the things that you want to be working on. Then you can also think about what are the things that move the needle in your clinic. Sometimes we call these the $1,000 an hour tasks, the $100 an hour tasks, the $10 an hour tasks, whatever it may be, but put them in really important, really profitable, all the way down to could get admin to do it. It shouldn't be you doing it at all. Okay, so split them into columns. And we do like to say the $1,000 an hour tasks, the $100 an hour tasks, and the $10 an hour tasks. Bit of a tongue twister there. And how can we get you focusing more of your time on those $1,000 an hour tasks? The other thing to consider with this is how can we simplify it? So we don't always have to think about what's the most complex way to do this. How can we make this as simple as possible so that we're not stressed, we're not trying to do crazy, wonderful things. We're just doing the basics, but doing them really well. Now, I always use some gym examples here, but a lot of people, when they go to the gym, they want to do all these weird, fancy exercises on one leg, unstable surfaces, whatever it may be. But in order to get really good results at the gym, most people just need to do the basics really well. So better lift the basic compound movements really well and to eat well. And so that's what's going to help a lot of people in the gym to get really good results. We don't need to go fancy. And it's the same in business. If we think about recruitment and we go, well, what are the things that help us to recruit better? What are the basics we need to do really well? Well, number one is how can we make our current team as happy as possible in their roles, really happy and fulfilled? And actually think about how can we also make them to feel really valued because that's going to contribute to that. Then how do we outwardly show this as simply as possible? We don't need the perfect Instagram grid, but we just need a schedule, maybe to post one piece of good content once a week. And when it comes to marketing to get new clients, how can we be better at doing the basics around that? Most people, they run past, they don't even understand what is their ideal client avatar? What are their main problems? And what is their awareness of this problem? How would they talk about this problem in their own words? And how can we nail our marketing messaging around this? That's the basics there. So think about your clinic. How can you simplify and prioritize more? And what is your ideal week? And yes, we will be doing that in a new video coming out in the next few weeks. The third point for today is self-care and prioritizing yourself. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean going getting a facial or a massage or whatever it may be, but it could mean for you getting a better routine. It could be looking at your sleep and getting 8 hours of sleep a night and getting to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. It could be your diet. It could be making sure that you're eating healthy and consistently throughout the day. Maybe that's even how you plan the meals that you're going to have. It could be your exercise and making sure you're getting enough exercise, making sure you're getting enough sunlight, making sure you're getting enough time with friends. It could be, it's different for everyone. It could be making sure you get enough time playing video games. I have one of my clients who really enjoys playing video games, and that for him is some downtime that is self-care. But for you, think about what are those things you do that become self-care, that help you to feel good, that help you to re-energize. Me personally, something I actually love to do for self-care to re-energize a bit is literally just sit down, get some microwave popcorn, heat that up, butter or triple butter, really, really good, and just watch a movie and zone out for a couple of hours. I find personally that I'm always thinking about work. I can't get my mind off of it. And watching a movie is one of those things where I can just completely zone out, concentrate on something for another couple of hours, and it helps me just to relax and to not feel overwhelmed. So for you, write down what are two or three key things that you could be doing that you know help you to feel less stressed, to feel less overwhelmed. And how can you plan to do one of those each week for the next 3 weeks? None of the stuff we've talked through today is groundbreaking, but it's just about prioritizing that into your day, your week, your month, and your life. And I guarantee if you're doing these things, it's not going to take anything away from your business. Okay, I'll put my hand up and say many times I've not wanted to do things like this because I've been thinking I need to hustle. I need to be doing more work. If I'm not working now, well, then someone else is getting ahead of me, whatever it may be. But taking time for you as a clinic owner, as a business owner, just as a person is going to do wonders for your productivity. So take a moment now, think about over the next 3 weeks, what are three things that you can add in that are going to help you to feel better and to show up more productive and more focused at work. I hope you've enjoyed this video, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one.